Hello, welcome. Oh my goodness, it's been a little bit since I've been live, I know. So I wanted to come on live tonight and just kind of open up this live for all of you to come and ask your questions, maybe get your questions answered. I'm going to be going over a few frequently asked questions because I think sometimes it's just so important to get on and answer questions, because I know sometimes it's tough for people to reach out, or maybe they don't exactly know how to reach out. And so I want to be on here answering your questions for you this evening. So if you're catching me live, if you could hashtag live, and if you're catching the replay, if you could hashtag replay, I would appreciate that so much. Helps this video reach all the people who need to see it. And thank you so much for being here tonight while we talk about some questions that I see frequently, and maybe some questions that you have. So if you are on here with me right now and you have a question about my business or what I do or anything, really, if you have a question about how I show up in the online space or about my company or anything like that, if you just want to drop it in the chat below, in the comments below, I will be able to see those and answer those for you as we go through this evening. Now, really quick, hopefully my connection is good and okay. It is a little stormy and rainy here, so hopefully the connection stays great and you all can see me and hear me. But I just feel like maybe now's a good time to address some frequently asked questions. And I've done this a couple times before, maybe just once before, and it was such a big hit. So I wanted to bring it back just quickly this evening and go over some of these frequently asked questions, because I know when you are watching someone show up online and maybe you're resonating with what I'm saying, maybe you're resonating with, what you're seeing, but you have maybe a gap. Maybe you have some questions. Maybe you don't really know how to ask them. Maybe there's just a gap between how I show up online and what my offer is. And so I wanted to come here today and just talk to you all about that. So frequently asked questions that I typically get, if you're just hopping in, if you want to put your frequently asked questions in the comment section below, whether you're catching me live or on the replay, I will definitely be sure I answer those. But some questions that I typically get, of course, really, the first question I always get all the time is, I'm really busy. Can I do this with the 9-to-5 that I'm currently working? And the answer is absolutely. We have a plethora of people who run their own business here alongside us and also work a 9-to-5. If you've been here with me for over a year, you saw me work a 9-to-5 and also work this business, and you saw my success with that. So the answer to that is yes. You can still find success. You can still run a business and work a 9-to-5. Absolutely. The second question that I typically get and see a lot of is, about our mentorship. And so our mentorship here is this, y'all. We will mentor you one-on-one and close your first 75K in sales. And what I mean by that is we mentor you one-on-one until you have your first 75K in sales completed. And the reason we do that is we want to build leaders here. We want to be sure we're building leaders. And so in order to do that, we have to give you training, which we do. And then we have to give you time to complete that training. And then we have to give you time to do it on your own, right? And so in the time that you are doing training and completing training, that's typically when we see your first 75K in sales come in. And so we mentor you till your first 75K in sales. Now, don't think we're going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We will be right here with you forever throughout your entire business. You get our mentorship forever, but we closely mentor you one-on-one till your first 75K in sales. Then we teach you so you can go teach other people. Okay, so we're right here. We're not going anywhere. You'll still hear and talk to us daily, but we mentor you and train you well enough so you can go teach other people. Okay, so we want to build strong leaders here, and that is how we do it. The third kind of question that really just pops into my mind when I think about frequently asked questions is, well, I'm unsure because I don't know if I'm capable. And here's the thing. You are capable. 1000% you are capable. You already have what it takes. You just need to make the leap, take the jump, and really just get outside of your comfort zone, get outside of the box that you're used to, and go out there and try. And all I can say to you is when I see people do that, when I see people come into business with me and they truly give it their best effort, they truly take into account the training, consistency, everything we teach you here. When I see a person come into this business and do all of that, they find success. And so I say it in that way because I am going to tell you, I have seen people come into this business and think that this is some kind of get rich thing and they're not going to have to do anything. And it's just going to all of a sudden show up for them because they're a business owner now. And that's just not true. You have to put in some time and effort to it. Okay. So, time and effort plus training plus mentorship will equal success here. You are capable. 1000%. I have seen people come into this business with zero experience, and just, hit the ground running, make way more than I'm making. It is your journey. And so regardless of how much I make or my mentor makes or my team makes, regardless of all of that, you could make more because we are direct sales, not MLM. So let's talk about that really quick. Something else that I hear a lot is you're MLM, you're a pyramid, these kinds of things. And let me just come in here and tell you, pyramids are illegal. No one's doing those, okay? They get shut down really fast. If you see one, it's going to get shut down really fast. Secondly, we are not MLM because we are a direct sales structure. And what that means is that you can come into this business with me and maybe you have an incredible network and you can outrank me, which means you can out-earn me. In MLMs, you cannot. So that's what sets us aside, as well as lots of other things. Now, if you want to keep thinking on the pyramid factor, you actually work for a pyramid in your 9 to 5 because you have your CEO. Well, technically you have your owner, your CEO, you have your managers, and then your supervisors, and then you have the employees, right? And so that's the pyramid hierarchy. And what happens during that pyramid is you can't ever outrank the top person. Okay, right? Because they're the CEO and they're the owner. And you cannot ever outrank them. And you cannot ever out-earn them. And so if you want to think about a pyramid, you work for one. But just a reminder, pyramids are illegal. A pyramid, if you look it up, actually means that you are paying for something. There's no product. There's no service with a guarantee that you're going to earn some money. We don't do that here. We have a product. We have a free service. We mentor you. And so there is absolutely none of that here. The company I work for, that is something that I get asked about a ton as well. And so if you've been around here a little bit, you know I am a distributor for a water ionizer company. And you also know that I swear by this alkaline hydrogen rich water. Okay. So our company is a water ionizing company. It has been here for over 51 years. It is based out of Japan. They are in over 22 countries, and we have 42 locations here in the United States. So if you are in USA like me, there is 42 locations. My closest location is just a few hours away. So that's absolutely amazing because our products and everything come from that one location, the location closest to you. So wherever you're at, the location closest to you will be your distributor center. The other thing I kind of get asked a lot is, well, what about the market? Is it saturated, and things like that? And let me just tell you, there's zero saturation here. We have people who are on top of this working for corporate, and there is no saturation. In fact, a lot of people don't even have any sort of water system in their home except for getting their water supply. Okay. So, no saturation in our market. Most people have never ever heard about us. Yes, buddy. Okay, in a little bit. Mommy be out in a minute. Most people have never even heard about us. And so, because of that, we have a huge potential to reach a huge audience. There's over 1 billion people here just on social media. And so there's a lot of people that we still need to reach and educate, and a lot of people that we need to get healthy because, when I started this opportunity, I had been battling IBS since I was in middle school. And when I started this opportunity, I was 32 years old. So, I had been battling for a long time, and not a one time when I was spending tens of thousands of dollars, on my health and trying to figure out my body, did anybody mention water. And so, we have a due diligence to shout this from the rooftops because it has so many healing properties. And we do have PubMed studies to back that up. So, that is absolutely incredible in itself. So, zero market saturation. And, as far as our water, it is the best water on the market, in my opinion. It has so many healing properties, healed my IBS, healed my son's eczema, healed my husband's gout. It's absolutely amazing. Carrie says, we could still be a present mom while running this business in the nooks and crannies of our busy days. Moms are pros at multitasking. Yes, absolutely, Carrie. I'm glad you said that because that brings me into one of the next frequently asked questions. And I touched on this a little bit before, like the I'm so busy. But because I'm a mom and because I now am able to stay home with my boys, I get the question a lot about, how I fit this into my home life. And being a mom at home with a loud house and crazy, going on all the time. Well, you just saw my son interrupt me, and that's just how I do it. I just keep it real for you guys. I keep it real for my team, and I keep it real for everybody because I want everyone to know that this is possible. It does not have to look fancy. It does not have to look beautiful. You do not have to have aesthetically pleasing, whatever. You can do this. Yeah, you can come in, bud. You can do this in the nooks and crannies of your day, just like Carrie said. And so what I do is I just run my business whenever is a good time for me. You guys, I make my entire own schedule. My calls are on my schedule.
Your mommy, daddy.
Yeah, sometime we will. Okay. Sometime we'll go back there. He's looking at a picture. He's like, I want to go back there. So this is how I do it. I do it messy. I do it in the nooks and crannies of my day. I do it with my boys here. I do it with my boys on my lap. I do it whenever I need to, and just 1000% keep it real. Okay, Mommy will do it in a minute. Thank you. I just 1000% keep it real. I'm not here to fake anything. What?
I'm going to count your nails.
Okay. I'm not here to fake anything. I'm not here to show you that it's fancier than it actually is. It's not, guys. I literally make my own schedule, run my business in the nooks and crannies of my day between Caroline. Okay, here you go. I think you took all the other stuff, but this is all I have right now. I literally do this in the nooks and crannies of my day. Between soccer practice, between picking up and dropping off at school, between grocery runs, between other appointments. I literally do this whenever I can fit it into my day. I make my own schedule. I try to work at least 1 to 3 hours a day. And I fit that in wherever and whenever I have time. So, literally, that's how I do it. Take the pressure off, okay? Take the pressure off.
Mom, you wrote this one.
Yep, I did. Thank you. Take the pressure off. Some days I work 30 minutes, and that's just how it is. Other days I might work 4 hours or 5 hours. That's just how it goes. And take the pressure off and just say, you know what? That sounds pretty good. I can bet on myself because you know what? My family's worth it. My family deserves it. And you know, a lot of times when I'm talking to moms too, I tell them, because this is so true, you guys. Your job, some people's job cares about you, some people's don't, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of people's don't. And so let me just tell you, the work that I do inside the 4 walls of my home.
Mom, I need to use this one.
Okay. The work that I do inside of my home is the best work that I will ever do. Okay? They are most important to me. And so let me think about this for a minute. That's okay. We'll get it later. Think about this for a minute. Would you be at your job if you didn't have to be at your job for your kids? Or if you didn't have to be at your job to do this or that? Would you be there? And a lot of times you say, no, because the reason why we show up is for our kids. And this is no different. They're my biggest why. I have a lot more whys. If you've been following me for a while, you know a lot of them. But listen, I do this because I want to be home with my babies and I want to create actual generational wealth. Not just maybe a retirement that I might possibly get, also maybe not, when I turn 67. It might be 70 by then, I don't know. But I do this because it makes the most sense, and it's creating me the generational wealth that I want and need, and it's creating me the financial freedom that I want and need. And that's why I do this, and that's how I do it. I do it by keeping it real. I do it by showing others the possibilities. And that's why I'm here. I just want to really show everyone what's possible. Because there's nothing special about me. I say this all the time. But listen, I told my nail, I did nails today and we were chatting and I told my one nail guy, I was talking to him and I was like, we have something coming up soon. That's a spoiler. Tamala! Thank you so much for those stars. Thank you. Thank you. That helps a lot. We have something coming up this weekend. Spoiler alert. Keep your eyes out. Spoiler alert. Okay. And I was talking to my nail technician and he said, I was talking to my nail technician and he said, well, we were talking about what. Okay, thank you. We were talking about what's coming up this weekend, and it's so funny because he was like, "That's awesome. What like I feel like, what about this trip?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I'm from Cornfield, Indiana. People like me don't do things like this." Also, spoiler alert, this is something I've never done before. And so he was like, Cornfield, Indiana, I love it. And listen though, it's so true. You've got to start expanding your horizons beyond what you've just seen or what you've just been taught. And, he said something to me that really hit home. And I was like, I don't know, people like that I know, like nobody does this. They don't go to this place just for a weekend.
No, you want to stick this
and so wherever you want, bud. And he was like,
Mom, right here.
Okay, sounds good. He was like, no, people you hang around do not do things like this at this place just for a weekend. Okay, stop hitting my desk, please. Thank you. Okay, I'll get it in a minute. He said, people that you hang around do not do this just for a weekend. And I was like, okay. And he was like, I know a lot of people that do that just for a weekend. I know a lot of people that go here, go there, do this, do that. And that really opened up my eyes, okay? Because I was like, wow, you really are the circle that you stay around. And so it's really important to grow. It's really important to grow and do something different. And so I'm really excited for what's coming up this weekend. Keep your eyes peeled. This Q&A, frequently asked questions live was not about that, but you just got a bonus for being here, watching me and hanging out with me tonight. So be watching, Friday. Okay. And this weekend, because I'm just so excited for this, and I think it's really going to hit home for a lot of people, what this opportunity is doing for me and my family. And so, listen, the other thing I wanted to touch on, frequently asked question that I get all the time is, well, how much money are you making? Well, first of all, I post about what I'm making, so should be pretty clear, okay? Secondly, the dollar amount that is in my bank account is not your information to know. And that's not something that I'm always going to share with you. I will share with you sales I've made. I will share with you amounts that are maybe getting deposited. I will share things like that. The end game amount that is in my account is not for the public to know, okay? Some things just are not for the public to know, and that's one of them. And not only that, but what I'm making here does not directly correlate with what you could make here, because you could come into this business and blow me out of the water. Doesn't matter if you have experience, doesn't matter if you've never done anything like this. Because of your market, because of where you're at in life, because of a trillion factors, you could come into this business and blow me out of the water and make more than me. Okay? We already talked about that. So just because I mentor you does not mean you are stuck at a certain level. You can make way more than me. Okay? And so your journey here is your journey, no one else's. And your journey is dependent on you. And so I think I've touched on a lot of the questions that I typically kind of get. So if you have more, you can message them to me or you can drop them in the comments and I can answer them there. But I have loved being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you again, Tamala, for the stars. You're absolutely incredible. And listen, if you've been watching me for a while, you can keep watching. You can keep watching. You can keep watching for years. You can keep watching. But nothing's going to change until you decide to make a change. Nothing's going to change until you decide to make a change. And so, listen, if you've been watching, it costs $0 to reach out to me, get all the information about what I do, see my offer completely black and white, and just see if it's for you. Because
Mom, this is on your computer.
Okay, I will not ever pressure someone into doing something that they don't want to do. I will not ever pressure someone into getting a product they do not want. But what I will do every day, all day, always, is sit here and tell you that there is better. You could be living better, doing better, get your health back, get generational wealth for your kids, and simply live instead of survive. But none of that's going to change unless you reach out to me and say, hey,
Mom,
tell me what's up. I need to know. And yes, we do. And when you do that, we're just going to have a little chit chat. I'm going to give you the information. Boom. Here it is. No, we're not going bye-bye tonight. We don't leave till Friday. Listen, I'm just going to give you the information after a little chit chat. And I'm going to say, hey, here it is. We're going to hop on a Zoom call. Those are the calls you see me posting about and doing all the time. We're going to hop on a Zoom call because let me tell you why we hop on a Zoom call. This is a multi-million-dollar business. We don't close multi-million-dollar deals and bring in multi-million-dollar business partners in a Facebook chat, okay? It's unprofessional. We don't do it. So listen. Right here. Mommy, get it. So listen. This is why we get on a Zoom call, okay? This is why. And that is the place where we will chat, get questions answered, and I will ultimately tell you the offer. Now, you're going to know all about the offer before you get on the Zoom call, so you're going to know if it's for you or not. Awesome. So you're going to know if it's for you or not, and you're also going to know what kind of mentor I am. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, you probably know what kind of mentor and leader I am. But you're going to get a chat with me one-on-one and make sure that it's a good fit for you, okay? And I'm going to make sure it's a good fit for me, that I am a good mentor for you. Because maybe I know someone else in our organization that I feel like is a better mentor for you. And let me tell you, we 1000% will make sure we set you up for success, okay? So listen, happy Tuesday night, and I will catch you on the next live, and we'll chat next time. If you want to chat before then, you know how to reach me. So we will talk later, and can't wait to chat with all of you soon. Bye.